That's the one. Hi. All right. How are you? How are you, everyone? What is this doing? Yeah. All right. Welcome to Luminous Live. Luminous talks to Hedda, Tady. This is a continuation of yesterday's business. All right. Sorry, I was kind of busy in the shop. And then, can you hear me? Can you hear me first? Good afternoon to everyone. Can you hear me? Ying, Lisa, RG, can you hear me? Lisa, Anna Joy, naririnig niyo ba ako? Can you hear me well? Tell me if you can't hear me. Okay, naririnig tayo. All right. Yesterday, we had Hedda talk about fake news and all that, and Rappler, and how this all is what do you call that? Disrupting our lives, right? Even our psychology, our psyches are affected because of the stuff that are done to us. Well, what the stuff that we do and are done to us in relation to what we have done that were perceived as wrong or bobo or stuff like that. And we want to find out how all of these things are connected, and we want to find out how we can survive through the jungle of all these things. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, I give you Hedda, Tady.
Hello! Good evening, good afternoon sa mga viewers ng Luminous.
Hi.
Yun.
All right.
Hello.
Go ahead, Hedda. You introduce the topic that you want to talk about, and just go right ahead. I'll just drink some water here while I watch you do that.
No problem. Okay.
All right.
Okay, so good afternoon sa viewers ng Luminous. Okay, I would like to thank Attorney Ahmed, okay, for the opportunity, okay, na makausap po kayo. Pasensya na pag medyo tumatumbling minsan yung Tagalog ko kasi good
Okay lang
afternoon,
yan.
Ilongga po kasi ako. So, Tagalog is my third language. Okay, so
Bisaya din ako eh.
Yun nga, 'di ba? So, mas magaling yata si Attorney Ahmed mag-Tagalog. So, but okay, we will try our best. Hi, Magali. Okay, so good afternoon. So, ang ating topic today, okay, kasi pinakinggan ko kahapon yung replay ng pag-usap namin ni Ahmed with Jenny at saka si Edwin, si Narine they were also there. At saka ang tingin ko yata hindi natin masyadong na fully capture kung paano ba dapat tumingin or paano ba natin dapat basahin ang content, okay, ng either mainstream media or yung content mismo na pinoproduce ng mga influencers, okay? Kasi yun naman kasi ang content na binabasa natin, sinishare at okay, atin pong tawag dito, dinidiscuss, okay? Tama ba?
Yep.
Sige. So, okay, background lang, okay, kung bakit po ako nagpupursige, okay, to talk about these things. I am part of, okay, MMMR, okay, Movement for Media Reform, that Rene Astudillo of the Adobo Chronicles, okay, has initiated and has founded. To date, there are 11 of us who are prime movers, but okay, essentially, it is actually a movement. So the 1,600 followers of our Facebook page and our group, okay, they are the ones who are actually helping us share and helping us spread, okay, the engagement in terms of the social media. So bakit po ba tayo nag-movement for media reform? Nag-usap kami ni Attorney Ahmed kahapon na there is a clamor, okay? There is a need, there seems to be a void. Kung nasaan dapat sana noon ang media ang dapat na mag-fill, which is yung information na kailangan ng tao. So, parang may need, so naandun na rin ang influencers. Apart from the fact na nagkaroon ng platform ang mga influencers sa social media, it is not just that, di ba? Yung parang if people will agree, especially since 2016, parang there is a need, okay, for the influencers to talk, to produce content, dahil ang tao is hungry for it. Okay, tama ba, attorney?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. At teka muna. Before you continue,
Yes.
na-share mo na ba ito sa wall mo, sa page mo? Itong
Yes,
ating,
yes, I have.
Okay.
Yes, I have.
Well, in
Okay.
that case, I would like to request the others watching us to do so, to do the same. Para
Yes.
makapakalat natin itong ang kinikwento ni Hedda sa atin.
Okay.
And
Yun.
magpapasalamat din tayo dito kay Raven May o HK10. Wow, thank you very much, Raven. May kape pala. May pang-kape na si Hedda. Thank you. All right.
Yan.
On with it.
Sige. Good afternoon. Greet muna natin itong mga nag-greet. Hello sa lahat. Okay. As Attorney Ahmed has said, okay, paki-share na lang sa inyong mga feeds, sa inyong mga walls, sa inyong mga pages, sa inyong mga group. Okay, thank you. Sabi ni Ornilio, nag-share na, si Marisol, si Amanda. Thank you so much for sharing. Importante po kasi ito kasi we will try na mag-add sa mga discussions at saka mga conversations para naman po sa nation building itong ginagawa po natin. So, tama ba, attorney?
Tama. Well, at this point, I think it's no longer partisan. It is for everyone. Even the opposition needs this.
Yes, okay. I think they need it more.
Well.
Esensya na. Okay, so we have our own biases. Okay, so yon. Okay, so ano ang bakit kailangan pag-usapan ang content? Okay, at bakit natin kailangang pag-usapan yung how to read content? Okay, kunyari, let's use an example. Kunyari itong content na this is content right now. Okay, what Attorney Ahmed and I are doing, we are producing content at the moment. It's live and you are actually part of the content. Tama ba, Attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, okay. So how do we read this? How do we receive this? Okay, first and foremost, sino ang speakers? Or sino ang nagpo-produce ng content na ito. Okay, so it is important because, okay, kailangan din nating pag-usapan ano ang motivation, ano ang purpose, ano ang intention ng producer or ng writer, okay, or ng the people who are doing this right now, who are going live on Facebook and YouTube, okay, why are they doing this? Okay, so importante din yon. Also important is, okay, who are the people who are producing this? So, alam na niyo po si Attorney Ahmed how his years of work with Trixie has been. Okay, I have been part of that. I have been following. If you don't know, what I do, I am an educator and I have also gone into microblogging because of the intention and the call of Duterte during the 2016 campaign that every man, woman, and child lift a finger in order to help nation building. So those are the things where we're coming from. Attorney, meron ka bang i-add?
Wala pa naman at this point. I'm just following your discussion and posting précis or summaries on the screen.
Oh, sige. Okay. So, tapos na tayo doon sa sino ang nagpo-produce ng content. Okay? In terms of itong example natin ito ngayon. Itong ginagawa nga natin. So, sa ating context right now, 2022, bago na po ang ating administration, kakatapos lang natin ng ating elections. Okay, so sino ngayon ang nagpo-produce ng content in both mainstream media at saka sa mga among influencers? Okay, meron po tayong mga business people, they produce content. Meron tayong mga government officials or state-owned na media, they produce content. Meron tayong mga private individuals, some of them kasi they are experts in their fields. Gaya niyan, may mga historians, may mga doctors, may mga lawyers, educators, they produce content because they are seen as experts in their fields. Tapos may clamor for them to produce content. And also, media people as individuals, they also produce content either individual nila or personal nilang gusto or as part of their job. Kasi minsan, ang mga media people are also asked, to make PR, press releases, or some of them are actually part of their work as marketers, okay, of their own media outlets. Tama ba, attorney?
Yes, sir. Ay, yes, ma'am pala.
Okay, so those are the people who produce content. Importante kasi yon kasi pag meron tayong nabasa, okay, kailangan din nating magtanong. Ano ang reason, ano ang intention, bakit nagpo-produce, bakit ito pinost, okay, ng person. Ano ang intention niya, para ano ba to? Para ba i-market ang isang bagay, i-market ang kanyang sariling business, or okay, i-market okay ang sarili niyang view, or i-share okay ang factual information. So importante po 'yun, di po ba? Agree po ba ang ating mga readers at saka mga nagwa-watch? Okay? Comment lang po kayo kung ano yung gusto nyong sabihin. Okay? Attorney, bumalik ka na dito.
I'm here. I'm just typing away.
Hindi ako sanay kasi mag-isa lang ako sa sa screen.
Alright,
yun. Okay. Yun. So yun. The next na thing that we need to talk about, okay, is that habang binabasa natin or nire-receive natin yung content, ano ba yung okasyon, which means, okay, time and context. Sasabihin ko ang context, ibibigay ko yung example ng context, okay? Kung naalala nyo kahapon, if nanood kayo, I mentioned may isang content, ang isang Rappler reporter 2 days ago. Ang sinabi niya is that she was reporting on paano daw, or kanyang, kumbaga yung after the event, okay, nung nag-meeting si VP Sara Duterte, doon sa ating, di ba, with the I think with the chiefs of the different sections of our military, tama ba?
Yes.
Yes, okay, so nag-meeting siya. So, yes, so the Rappler reporter, okay, said afterwards, okay, sabi niya, so may report, okay, may report siya na nag-meeting daw si VP Sara Duterte. Sinabi niya doon, okay, context, okay, she was trying to say na magpo-provide siya ng context, okay, pero nakakatawa doon kasi isinama niya ang context doon sa report niya na former VP Leni Robredo worked, okay, for 6 months, okay, with as part of the cabinet of President Duterte. And then, okay, ang sabi doon ng reporter is that, okay, si Leni daw was told to desist, okay, from operating or doing her role. Yun ang sabi niya. But, okay, importante po ito. Dahil ang sinasabi niya, nagbibigay siya ng context. Hindi niya sinabi kung ano ang reason kung bakit pinaalis si Leni Robredo as part of the cabinet. As far as I know, ang reason kung bakit pinaalis si Leni Robredo is because, di ba, lumalabas from outside the team, from outside the privacy of the cabinet meetings, ang mga pinag-uusapan about the cabinet, okay, which, okay, would be risky. Di ba, may mga things that should not go out, okay, to the other people that are not private to the conversation.
Anong tawag dyan sa ganyan? Marites?
Treason. Treason. So, di ba? Okay, so ito nga sinasabi niyang nakakatawa doon. Ito nga sinasabi natin. We have to be mindful about, okay, paano natin i-receive ang content. So, my question doon, kailangan ba talagang sabihin ang nangyari doon sa former administration, dahil it did not really have anything to do with what Sara Duterte was doing or the meeting, okay, yung sinasabi niyang context, it's actually inserting something that, okay, the reporter sees as important. To me as a reader, okay, taking away my bias, okay, for the administration or for nation building, okay, I would say na it wasn't necessary. So, ganun po sana natin i-receive, okay, ang content. We have to be mindful, we have to be active, na kung tinitingnan natin, kasi nga ang sinasabi namin sa Movement for Media Reform is we have to watch out and we have to take care, we have to safeguard, okay, our conversations dahil it involves the Filipinos. So, is there bias there? Is there propaganda? I'm not going to answer that, okay, for the readers. Pero, importante sana na mag-question tayo tungkol doon. Sa tingin nyo, okay, those who are watching Luminous right now, ano ba sa tingin nyo, tama ba or kailangan bang isama doon sa report na yun ang sinasabi ng reporter na part daw yun ng context? Tama ba?
I
Tingnan
don't
natin
agree
kung
with that
merong...
woman. I don't agree with that.
Bakit, attorney?
Well, okay. Context means the immediate surrounding circumstance or circumstances of what you are talking about, of your subject, diba? So that things, because well, what she said or he said about Lenny Robredo is also context, but it is not directly related to what is being reported. It may be context if what is being talked about or what is being reported is who were the previous officials who occupied this office, for example, or for the did this activity in the past. So pwede yun, lalagay ka ng context about Lenny Robredo. But talking about the meeting made by Sara Duterte, the Vice President, and acting OIC for the President, it is irrelevant. Pag siningit mo doon, it's no longer context but a surplusage. It is an obiter dictum in law. In a decisions of the Supreme Court, they discuss the law and the facts of the case, and then they come up with their conclusion as to who is a winner or loser in the case. And there are other things that they will say there as well, like a side discussion on a certain topic na hindi direktang related sa kaso, or at least issues ng kaso that would need to be resolved. And they call it obiter dictum. Obiter dictum. In other words, parang it's a side discussion that is not directly relevant, but we discuss it because we are awesome. We know all of these things. Mga ganyan. So it wouldn't directly help you with what you are trying to understand or to decipher or to find out, kasi surplusage lang siya. Okay?
Yun nga, sabi ni Pesto at saka ni Grada Clen, okay, hindi daw. O, diba? Tapos, okay, so, ito na, nag-usap na tayo tungkol sa speaker, nag-usap na tayo tungkol sa occasion. Okay, nag-usap na tayo, we also touched on, okay, an audience. So, sino ba ang audience, okay, ng content? Okay, so pag nagpo-produce, okay, ng content, okay, ang mainstream media at saka ang influencers. Okay, so alam na natin na ang influencers, okay, have a certain tribe. 'Di ba? So mayroong tribo, okay, ang every influencer, and those who are part of the audience, okay, are either dalawang klase ng tao ang nagpa-follow ng influencer. Either yung mga hater ng influencer at okay, gusto ng opportunity makabash or gusto ng opportunity na i-mass, okay, report si attorney. Okay, so they follow attorney. Okay, or okay, these are the people who actually resonate, okay, with the content that attorney is producing or Luminous is producing. Okay, so ganun. Or merong iba na lurker. Lurkers are those who they don't comment, okay, they don't necessarily support or not support, okay, pero gusto nilang makita or makasagap ng information, okay, either na i-corroborate, gusto nilang i-corroborate yung kanilang alam na or ang kanilang stand, and they wanted to see if it is really what it is. May mga ganyan, and those are actually good audiences. So they are there kasi gusto nilang malaman kung tama ba yung kanilang iniisip or tama ba yung nasagap nila from their kapitbahay na Marites. So ipa-follow nila ang Luminous because like I said, okay, yesterday, Luminous really has helped in yung hinihimay nga ang mga issues, okay? So yun ang mga, that's okay, part ng audience, okay? So tatlo na. Ang next, okay, na so SOA, okay, P, purpose. Dito na tayo. Okay, I think this is something that is really important. Okay, meron daw lurker lap sa lugaw. Okay, so so anyway, okay, dito na tayo sa purpose. Okay, ano ang purpose? We've touched on this before, yesterday. Okay, so kung ikaw ay journalist, okay, ang purpose mo for writing, nakasaad po yan sa Code of Ethics of Journalists. Hindi po ibig sabihin na yung Code of Ethics is just the ideal. No, it is actually what the profession is supposed to be observing. Hindi po ibig sabihin nun na these are just, okay, kumbaga, na suggestions or recommendations. No. The Code of Ethics is what journalists have to abide, okay, especially because they are sources or medium of information, which, okay, could help people or not help people to make informed decisions and choices. Importante ang trabaho ng mga journalists. And, okay, the professional ones really feel the weight of their work. I'm sure, okay, Attorney Ahmed knows, okay, a lot of journalists. And, okay, I'm sure he has friends, okay, who would also say the same na ang trabaho nila is really a lot of responsibility. Dahil kung ano yung isusulat nila, okay, may actually harm or, okay, help either a person, a whole nation, okay, the whole narrative, kumbaga. It is a powerful space.
Yes.
Attorney, ano masasabi mo tungkol dyan?
Okay. Yung journalists in our understanding in modernity is a very patawag dyan, auspicious. It's very important because what they are doing, what they are involved in is part of this entire idea of democracy. Because it involves communication. It involves not only communication but communicating ideas, okay, and facts that would help others in the community, in the society, formulate their own ang tawag dyan na mamaya may iisip ko yan. In ancient Greek times, importante yung mga bards, okay, yung mga kumakanta, yung sina Homer, ganyan, because they not only entertain the people about with stories and epics and all that, but also news. They would arrive from one place to the other because they're peripatetic. They just move around. When they come from one place and arrive in another, they tell the people what happened there. Okay, in the market, in the square, and they started realizing that these people should develop. At least the bards, they develop na sa sarili nila na I should be able to tell these people properly in a way that it cannot be misunderstood. Ang balita na dinadala ko, because bards, they are really colorfully worded people. They can describe something in so many different ways, in so many beautiful and believable ways. But when it comes to telling the facts, okay, ang galing doon sa kabila, they understood na no, I should not say it in a way that I would sing an epic song, di ba? It should be a different way. And then later on in that same period, nagkaroon ng mga sophists, yung mga rhetoricians, yung mga politiko talaga, yung they will convince you about something by using trickery of words and stuff. Na doon nagagalit si Aristotle at saka si Socrates at saka si Plato. They were so angry with these people na minumura talaga nila yan sa kanilang mga treatises.
May propagandist na pala noon pa.
Propagandist din sila. Yung mga kalaban nila doon because for example, they will convince you that an orange is orange, it's colored orange because of some other thing like because Pluto is the 19th planet of a solar system, and
kaya orange ang orange.
And they will find a way to make it so convincing that you have no choice but to believe them. So they can do that. Si Aristotle, no, an orange is orange because it's a intrinsic characteristic of that object. It is not dependent on the Pluto and whatever. So, yun yung mga rhetoricians and hanggang ngayon nandyan pa rin yan sila. Yung mga orators, yung mga magagaling public speaking, but they did not really know how to communicate facts and how to help the people arrive at the truth of certain things. So ngayon dito ganun din, as a discussion yan is what is the purpose? Is this propaganda, in other words rhetoric, or is this fact, in other words news telling? And that is the question, what is the purpose? Diba?
Yun. Okay, si mahal na Reyna Edwin is watching while walking. Diba?
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Exercise.
sabi ni Ann Roll, ang gwapo mo daw, Attorney Ahmed. Okay. Okay, so, ito, nahihiya si attorney pag sinasabihan siyang gwapo.
Sige, talaga, mabibisyo lang ako.
Sige. Okay. Tuloy natin yung sa purpose, okay? Meron kasi akong kaibigan na editor siya ng magazine. So, he worked, okay, in Angeles City before, okay, when the Americans were there. And then he worked in Bangkok for about 30 years, okay, as an editor-in-chief of a lifestyle magazine. So I for a while, okay, I co-published a magazine with him. So in a way, okay, na natutunan kong konti, okay, what are itong mga sinasabi ng literary devices. Itong sinasabi nga ni Attorney Ahmed na may mga ways, okay, that writers write para ka ma-convince, okay? So ngayon, okay, ang nakikita ko naman sa mga mainstream media or okay sa mga influencers. Okay, merong use ng 'di ba yung parang ang emotion mo ay gagamitin. Okay, yes. Okay, i-draw out sa iyo either anger or love, okay, for a certain idea or even a certain person, okay, or a certain narrative. So it is important, okay, na when we look at content, okay, we look at it, we read it, we receive it, pero mindful tayo at active tayong mag-process ng content, okay? Whether kahit na it agrees with us, okay, or kahit na we agree with that worldview that is being expounded, okay, by that content producer. It is important na iisipin natin ano ang purpose ba nitong writer, ano ang purpose ng write-up mismo, ano ang purpose of this whole media outlet. Okay, kasi alam na rin siguro natin kung, and the reason why alam natin is because okay, sa surveys that are coming out, that are independent surveys, okay, nakikita kung sinong mga media outlets are untrustworthy. Diba?
Oh, that's right.
Yun. Okay, so tapos na ba tayo sa purpose, attorney?
Tapos na.
Okay, so after purpose, okay, next, okay, is, okay, I would like to talk a little bit. Meron akong notes para hindi ako mawala. Okay, there is also something, okay, and this is important. I was in, kasi I co-teach, okay, history, science, and English classes. And nasa history class ako kanina. Ang sabi ng isang high school teacher, very good, okay, history teacher, is that, okay, in America, because they were talking about the Constitution, okay, of America, that it is, okay, the oldest active constitution. And one of the most important things about it is that the American Constitution came out, okay, from the period of the Enlightenment. Okay, kasi nga si Attorney Ahmed, okay, is also advocating for us, okay, to join their isang advocacy pa nila, which is to read our Philippine Constitution. Paano ba sila makapag-join dyan, Attorney?
Later, when we are about to finish this stream,
Yon, okay.
Mag-explain ako sa kanila how to do it.
Yes, please stay, okay, because this is important, okay? Ang reason bakit natin ito ginagawa, this content that we are producing right now, is that, okay, we would like to contribute to nation building. We want, okay, for everybody to be conscious, to be active about what is going on in our country. Okay, and then ito nga, I was in a history class. Okay, ang sinabi doon is that hate speech in America is not curtailed or is not being prevented until the hate speech it will be looked at as hate speech when it incites violence. Ito nga sinabi ni Attorney Ahmed kagabi. Why is he being diba, curtailed from expressing his own views? And maybe sometimes he has very colorful, very vivid language about it. Okay, that is his way of expressing himself. Okay, maybe the context and the situation that he talks about is very frustrating. Until he incites violence, which he does not. Okay, and I can see that dahil I've been following Attorney Ahmed. So the question is, bakit siya kino-curtail? Bakit hinahamper ang kanyang way of expressing himself dahil wala naman masama. At we talked about what are these community standards that we are supposedly breaking on Facebook that warrants us to be in jail time. Diba? Okay, so meron si Edwin sinasabi.
Ano yan?
What is interesting with the U.S. Constitution was that it was written in vague terms so that it could be interpreted at different times. Tama. Okay, maybe the Guapo Ahmed can explain further.
Yeah, guwapo. Salamat, Rin. All right. Well, I think that I remember watching this movie called With Honors.
Yes.
Brendan, this dude named Brendan and Moira Kelly. And this Bum, which was played by sino ba to? Italian guy.
Very good actor.
Yes. There was a question there was a scene there in class and tatanong yung professor, what is the beauty of the Constitution? Sinagot nung Bum kasi sumama siya dun sa isang estudyante sa Harvard. This is in Harvard.
Yes, Harvard.
Ang sinabi niya sinabi nung Bum sabi niya yung Bum, the beauty of the Constitution is that it can be changed. Right? Because when what Edwin said no longer works because in no matter how you interpret it to fit or to try to help you solve the problem of the current time, then the next solution is to change it. And that is the beauty of it. And there are many characteristics of the American Constitution that we followed, that we adopted. And two of those things is that it is sufficiently vague, but also sufficiently parametered na hindi mo rin siya pwedeng gamitin na patayin lahat ng isang tao sa isang lugar. Patayin ng lahat ng mga relihiyon ng isang mga miyembro ng isang relihiyon sa isang Middle East country. But yun nga, it's sufficiently vague to be interpreted in what is be interpreted to help us in solving a current problem, but also it is sufficiently parametered that it cannot be used for abuse, diba? And the second one is that it can be changed.
Yes.
All right.
Yun. Okay. So, di ba merong deliberation ngayon? Ngayon ba in the Senate na yung meron tayong charter change? Okay. Is that going on na? So are they actually deliberating?
That is one of the advocacies of Edwin, the parliamentary the move to parliamentary system, unitary system, which is something that I support. In Luminous, we support that completely. Yun lang ang ano namin is that we have to look at the ano bang tawag dyan? Yung mga circumstances na pwedeng i-insertan ng politics.
Yep.
Kasi
yes,
it's very dangerous that certain things make it to the constitution because although constitutions can be changed, it is very hard to change a constitution. It is specially formulated such that you cannot change it every single year.
Yes.
for
So
every single month.
it's a whole arduous process, okay, to change even certain provisions lang. Even not the whole thing itself, okay? So kahit na konting bagay lang doon kasi nga it governs, okay, every single thing that we do as a nation. Tama ba?
Yep, that is correct.
Yan. Yes, okay. So, okay, sabi ni Annie, present daw siya. Okay,
Si
yon.
Mayora yan, Mayora si Annie.
Yes, okay, si Mayora. Okay, so we've talked about, okay, ang pinanggagalingan, okay, of the things that I am talking about how to look at content. Okay, it's a way of looking at, okay, actually historical texts. Okay, from kasi I co-support, okay, I support students, okay, language students in history classes. And so merong how do you say this? There's a way of looking at it, okay? How do you say this? May acronym doon. It's called soapstone. So the things that soapstone is speaker. Ito nga. Soapstone is speaker, occasion, audience, purpose. Okay, yun ang soap.
Audience,
part. Okay.
purpose.
Yes, SOAP is speaker, occasion, audience, purpose. Ang stone, okay, nakalimutan ko ang S. Second S. But, okay, the last part, yung tone, is the tone of the content. Kung titingnan natin, okay, what is the register? Ano ang pagkakasulat ng content? Okay, is it, okay, kumbaga, is it formal? Is it, chill lang na pagsulat? Is it, kasi yung register ng pagkakasulat, kasi gaya niyan, mainstream media is limited with their register. Hindi sila masyadong pwedeng magsulat about using so much of the I and the me, okay? Kasi they're supposed to look at things, okay, from a neutral standpoint. Doon lang sa mga opinion pieces, this is the reason why merong opinion pieces ang mga mainstream media. Dahil, okay, that is the place where they can have their own personal views presented. Pero doon nga sana dapat sa news, okay, hindi sana dapat magkaroon dapat doon ng things that, okay, are not, okay, don't have anything to do with facts. Kaya ang sinasabi natin dito na, so one of the most important things also I think that we have to get our people to buy into is that, okay, to know our rights as the audience and the receiver of the information, and to know our rights as citizens. And then also, okay, importante din kasi to know yung parang how, kumbaga yung parang ano ba ang sense of respect and honor that needs to happen between the producer of the content at saka ng receiver. Yung parang yung sinasabi nga natin dito is that are people given the choice, are people given the opportunity to make their own decisions, or okay, are decisions being made, okay, for them by virtue of how a content is written. So
Right.
Yes, importante din.
I googled it and I
yes,
found it. Yeah. S is subject and tone.
Yes, okay.
And
so
magpasalamat tayo kasi kay si Ninita Avan.
100.
Oo, makaka-build na tayo ng nation yan, Hedda. Nation building kung ginagawa natin, we can really
kailangan namin budget.
Si Ramon Ang nga, 'di ba? Pinaparinggan natin Ramon Ang.
Oh. dapat bawat natin, bawat live, okay, merong segment, okay, kay Sir Ramon Ang.
Yes, sir, Ramon Ang.
Kailangan namin ng donation, okay, to move forward. Okay.
Well, I will try to look for a way to get to him. And then you can talk to him. I'll find a way for you to talk.
Sige. Okay.
Alright.
I also wish to talk about, okay, kasi importante ito. I have been, okay, on Twitter for a while, okay, in relation to the movement, which is the movement for media reform. I am on Twitter as part of MMR, but also I am on Twitter as, okay, my personal account. Twitter is very toxic. There is so much hate speech there, okay, masquerading as factual or radical love. This is very important, okay, dahil it has been going on since the election time and it's still going on. Yung call na you can be very how do you say this? You can be very aggressive or you can be very combative. Okay, merong ganyan na sa certain camps. Yung parang makikita mo yon in between the lines, okay, or how the way the tweets are coming out, okay? Na parang there is a license, they've given themselves license na maging combative at saka maging aggressive because para sa kanila my love for country is a radical kind of love, and so I will do whatever I need to do in order to, okay, effect what I need to effect, okay, in terms of my audience, in terms of the content that I'm producing. How do I say that, okay? Di ba na-mention ko kahapon na even though nag-thank you na ako, okay, in order to, there's no need, okay, to start to continue the conversation. I think, okay, the person still has like 5 or 6 tweets after the thank you, okay? Ang purpose, ito nga, we have to look at ano kaya ang purpose nito. So I was saying na it seems to me, sabi ko sa kanya, that okay, you are here, we are here, you and I are here for different reasons. Sabi ko, for me, I wanted to be here and I am asking questions in order for the audience and for the readers, okay, to know a little bit more about, okay, why you are expounding certain things. It seems to me that you are here in order to prove yourself right, in order to prove me wrong, in order to label other people who don't, okay, believe in your view or don't subscribe to your view. Okay? Doon na nagalit na. So,
I think that what he intended to do was what you actually achieved. Nagalitin yung mga tao sa paligid, and that's the classic definition of what a troll is. Yung
yes.
yung nag-incite ng strong feelings about something in the community, and then because of that inciting, magsasalita na itong marami, and then chaos ensues. That is the classic definition of what a troll is.
Yes, okay. And also, we have to be mindful pag nasa Twitter tayo o nasa Facebook or nasa IG. Kasi I think IG is a lot better kasi talagang you have to put your own picture, di ba, sa IG. It's not that easy to put up some kind of a cartoon, okay, for your face. Ang Twitter, gaya nito, you have to pick your battles in Twitter and you have, ito nga sinasabi ko na, who is the speaker? Kasi if you kept on, the people who are very, very combative and aggressive, if you notice, if you observe, okay, are those na walang talagang matinong pangalan. Merong mga Negatrona, ganun ang mga pangalan nila. Or, okay, and/or, walang matinong picture. So, yes, okay, that's why they're very combative kasi anonymous sila. They don't have a real identity there. Okay, so, but, okay, these are the people who na makatawag, okay, sa'yo na troll, na ikaw may picture, may pangalan ka. Wagas, okay, wagas tumawag sa'yo ng troll. So,
ako naman,
yes.
my reason that I don't have a name, I'm not on Twitter. I think it's too limiting for me. But itong ang account ko sa Facebook is so name. It's because they unpublished my account which had my name on it. So now, how can I still be here and express my opinion when you unjustly unpublished my account? And this is my name now. So bahala kayo dyan, manigas kayo.
Right, okay. Yun. So may 1,000 stars ka, attorney.
Hindi, sa'yo yan.
Huh? Okay. So, Merong nag-comment, okay, about, okay, a benefactor, okay. Merong dalawang klase ng benefactors. Yun. Oh, may star party. Okay. Merong dalawang klase ng benefactors. There are those benefactors who really believe, okay, in the intention of nation building. And from what I can see, Ramon Ang is one of those, very few.
Yeah.
And okay, if ever, for example, for MMR, we have always been very clear among ourselves, okay, about, okay, that we are, there have been proposals, okay, to tie up with certain media entities. But dahil we have to make a stand regarding our independence, okay, we cannot. Although na it would have helped us, okay, in certain ways in order to get information or to spread, okay, our engagement out there. But we have to make it very clear na we cannot, okay, work with any kind of media entity, whether it's state-owned or kahit kaninong kampo, because,
Right.
okay, we have to remain independent. And at the same time, ito nga rin, and this is important, and I don't think, okay, a lot of people know about this. The
Mm.
Press Institute of the Philippines is
Mm.
actually funded by Nickel Asia.
What is it? What is it?
It's a metal company. It's
Mining
a
company.
company. Yes, it's a mining company that, okay. If people do not know, and I only knew this, okay, because of when I was blogging for Duterte, nung at the peak of the issues regarding mining, I that was when I discovered in the Philippines is one of the top three nickel sources in the world. And there was a time that we were the ones, okay, dictating the price of nickel in the global scene. So my question then is this, okay? So if the Press Institute, which is, okay, one of the kind of accrediting bodies, okay, of our journalists, is being funded, okay, by a mining company, what
Mhm.
does that say about, okay, are they truly independent? Or, okay, is it one of the most important things that I have kind of come to know during the Duterte administration, is that mining is a very exploitative industry. Especially before, okay, Gina Lopez exposed a lot of the things that were going on in the mining industry. A lot of kids, minors were working there, being exploited. They were made to jump into pits of water with very little tools, okay, and maraming namamatay sa kanila.
Mm.
So these are the things, okay, that have come up. So nga, independence, okay? So it's not, ito nga ang sinasabi natin na bakit ang media natin, bakit ang ating mainstream media seems to be biased or seems to be bordering on propaganda. We have to talk about the fact that, okay, sino ba sa kanila is not owned by a business entity?
Well,
Apart
wala.
from the state-owned, say, syempre, ang PNA and PTV4, okay, na they are state, okay, related, affiliated, okay, pero among all the other media entity, walang ni isa, di ba? Ang PhilStar ba is owned by what?
Uh,
Tony?
it's still a business, private business corporation, and
Yes.
there is a reason for that.
Mm.
Historically, sorry, historically, they in the development of the freedom of the press, yung history in France and UK,
Mm.
um, it was in fact necessary that the development of the press, okay, was done by the private sector, by the public, kasi it was viewed and it was formulated to be the balance for of the sovereign, so parang of those who are in power,
Mm.
na officials. So it is the voice of the other side of the state, which is the people, the citizens,
Mm.
and it is appreciated that there are businesses that do these things, di ba? But um, in the development of freedom of the press, also developed the necessity of economics na kailangan may pang-sustain din kami dito sa aming ginagawa kasi hindi kami pwedeng mag-solicit para makapag-news kami araw-araw. Okay, so
Yes.
they had to make money out of it. So there's advertisement and stuff like that, di ba? Sometimes and it's not sometimes anymore as we speak because pag tumingin ka ng mga website ng halimbawa ng any given mass media company, tingnan yung website nila at bilangin mo yung ads na nagpa-pop up dyan at kung makikita mo pa ba yung story ng news na hinahanap mo because the ads are all over the place. That is what's paying for their existence, diba? And sometimes their editorial policy, okay, the policy that guides them in deciding which news, which facts to tell to the public is affected by who is paying for their existence. At yan yung bias. At kasi pagka itong kanilang mga benefactors, ay yung mga interest ng kanilang mga benefactors would impact on either what facts are being told out there or who are being allowed or not allowed to know or hear or see these facts that they put out there. So yun na yung danger diyan dahil we are lulled to believe that these historically these people, these private companies who are just trying to eke out a living and at the same time doing a very noble job of informing the public, minsan ini-inform nila sa inyo, okay, ay na pinipili nilang storya na ibigay nila sa atin ay ang basis for selecting those things are not so noble. They are not so innocent, diba? At yun yung sinasabi ngayon dito ni Hedda.
Yes, na pwedeng they will highlight a certain thing in order to benefit their benefactor.
Yeah.
Or
Right.
they will take away certain storylines para hindi mailagay ang kanilang benefactor sa hot water.
Deep water.
Yes,
Tama,
okay.
tama.
So we have to, ito nga sinasabi natin na we have to look at content. Do not take content, okay, for their face value. There are so many layers, okay, that are behind it, okay. Ito nga ang soapstone is only one way to look at it, okay. But also, attorney, I want to talk about also the audience, okay? Kasi sa Twitter kasi ang nakikita is that, okay, masyadong ang hierarchy. We are a culture, okay? Kasi ang producer ng content are also looking at sino yung audience nila. One of the things that is important about our people, especially the last 6 years, I think, which I am thankful for Duterte has really kind of come into the surface. Itong ating pag-fangirl sa mga celebrities at saka mga mayayaman at sa mga sino yung lahat na lang ng may honoris causa at saka lahat na lang ng may mga doctorate degree. May mga iba pa, self-titled. They were not given a title by other kind of award-giving bodies, okay? Pero binigyan ng sarili. Yung mga expert, okay? I even ask myself, okay, itong mga bata pa, but they are, okay, they are called, okay, certain expert about something. Ang nakikita ko nga, yung mga tweets nila, di ba, yung parang, ang iniisip ko, ano ba yung talagang experience nila in terms of what they are, blabbering about. Okay, meron ba talaga silang life experience, extensive life experience about this? Okay, kasi ito, sana tayong mga Pilipino wag masyadong masilaw, okay, sa degree or kung ano yung sinasabi ng tao are their qualifications.
Yep.
It is much better, okay, kumbaga na merong third-party affirmation. Sino ang third-party affirmation ang gagaling? It has to be an independent, neutral person or body na nagsasabi na this person is actually qualified or has a lot of sense. Wag lang
Yeah.
yung degree na self-titled pala. For instance, okay, maraming mga nagpi-PhD, okay, di ba, attorney, who have not really gone into work. They have done their bachelor's, they went on to master's degree dahil
Diretso.
marami silang pera, diretso sa doctorate degree, PhD agad. Tapos ang iniisip natin, wow, okay, this person must have so much to say, so much experience, so much knowledge, okay, but we do not even think about, okay, how old is this person? Merong isa that comes to mind who is flying the globe, okay, talking about his research on trolls, okay, tapos tiningnan ko, ang kanyang research is based on 20 testimonies of people that he cannot even name. So, so anyway, ito nga sana, okay, when somebody is said to be an expert, for instance, okay, historians. Ayoko nang mag-name ng names, okay, but I have named these people in some of my posts and some of my live feeds. When you are a historian, when you are truly, okay, a really true historian, you will not tell people what to do, what to believe, because your job as a historian is to kumbaga, yung parang ilahad ang mga things. You can tell people about what your personal view or stand is, but you, if you're a good one, you're not going to force people or, okay, to dictate what people should be believing in or what should people be buying into in terms
Well,
of, di ba? Yun.
I agree
Go
with
ahead.
the problem is that when these historians, so to speak, do that, tell people what to do, what to believe, they don't actually appear to be doing that. What they are doing is berating you for having said or for having believed something after the fact. Pagka nag-post ka na, merong mga snide comments, may mga passive-aggressive na mga post dyan na sasabihin, hindi nyo dapat yan pinapaniwalaan dahil propaganda ng mga kabilang side yan o magnanakaw ang nagsabi niyan. Diba? And then all of these things. One of these days, I will have a live. I wish to invite you and maybe everyone that we can invite to talk about a video that was produced. Okay, this is content. A video. I intend to apply what we learned from you today to that video. So we will have a reaction video on that video about my professor in law school, former professor in law school in UP Law, who is now in New York, and who is leading, or maybe not leading, but doing his own campaign against the Marcos family name. Okay, the Marcos family name. So that includes every single Marcos person that is related to the senior, the dictator Ferdinand Marcos Senior. I will do that, and we will show them what we are talking about here. What we just talked about here.
Mag-soapstone tayo.
Mag-soapstone tayo, and let's apply it there. Kasi I know I have a fair idea or information on his previous activities as an official of government under the Korean administration, all that stuff. So we will find out and we will apply what we learned today with Hedda. But in relation to what was I saying? No, I forget what the
Historian.
hell. Historian. All right, historian. They don't appear to be telling you what to do or what to believe or what to say. What they do is they after the fact, after you have said something,
they shame you,
cancel you, they shame you, they tell you that you're dumb, and that is a what do you call that? It's di ba parang binuhusan ng malamig na tubig na okay, next time hindi ko nagagawin to. Dahil historia na nagsabi sa akin ito na ganito pala ako for saying what I said. And
Yes.
that also happens to us, Trixie and I. That also happens to us with this professor that we are talking about. Na parang sinishame kami for believing what we believe right now. And parang, okay, I will have my time with you, my friend. We will be talking about you in a little while.
Yes.
the war.
So,
Mm.
importante talaga yung parang, ito nga sinasabi natin, do not ever take content for its face value, but also at the same time, kailangan nating pag-usapan, you also have to be mindful about who the speaker is. And then at the
Mm.
same time, okay, occasion, time, context. Okay, ano ang personal experience ng speaker na to? Now, I just, like, for instance, okay, this is a funny thing. Si Raisa Robles, 'di ba? She was okay in hot waters okay recently dahil meron siyang sinabi doon about the Mindanao. Okay?
Oh, yeah. I
Yes,
remember
okay.
that. During the
And
earthquake, I think.
hindi yung parang about the tourism na
Or
sinabi niya na okay before daw somebody or the tourism industry talks about the tourism department talks about okay bringing tourists or guests into Mindanao, parang safe in yung mga safety and all of that okay needs to be refined okay at baka daw makidnap okay ang mga tourists and all that. And okay, a lot of people in Mindanao actually went up in arms okay kumbaga digitally dahil doon sa sinabi niya. And okay, even foreigners okay who blog about our country in a very positive ways okay had something to say about it. Dahil nga it's very disparaging. Ang nakakatawa pa is that she kept on tweeting kasi nga nabash na siya, 'di ba? So she had to defend herself and she had to keep on okay, putting out content okay to defend her stand. And okay sa sinasabi niya, and then there was also something that she said na extensive daw ang kanyang coverage of Mindanao because okay she has been okay covering it for years and years and but okay, and then she mentioned a place na nag-point out ang isang Mindanaoan na Raisa, okay, kung extensive ang experience mo about Mindanao, hindi mo alam that place that you are talking about is not where it is, where you are saying it is, okay? So doon mo palang malalaman, okay? And then a lot of people have, okay, and then she kept on saying things na ang labas pala is that she is actually using a lot of primary sources. So hindi siya ang primary sources of what she has been saying or what she has been covering. So secondary source lang okay si Raisa, which meant that okay wala siyang extensive real life direct personal primary experience about the things that she may have been covering. I am assuming okay from what she's saying okay she can refute it okay if she wants to. Yun. So, importante, ano yung sinasabi, sino yung speaker, ano ba yung experience nito, saan ba nanggagaling ang kanyang content. Is it real, primary, first degree a kind of experience, okay, or, okay, nagmarites lang pala siya, di ba?
That's right.
Yun.
Ano si Raisa Robles, okay, there is a parallel concept of what you're saying in law, in our study of law, and especially in evidence, and we call it the competency of the testimony and the competency of the witness. Okay, so kailangan may credibility yung testimonya na mismo, yung sinasabi niya, whether or not it's a fact, if it is supported by actual events, and whether or not the person who is saying this is credible. So dalawang the two-tiered requirement of credibility in evidence is pertains to one, the evidence itself or the testimony of this person, and the person himself, who the one who speaks to enlighten the court, that to bring into the consciousness of the court the evidence. Okay? So parang ganito rin yan sa sinasabi ni Hedda na it is not enough that we know whether or not something that is being said as form of content here on social media is true or can be verified, but also whether or not the sayer or the producer of the content has credibility in saying this, especially when this person not only just gives you the facts but inserts opinion or inserts conclusions there and stuff like that. that would tend to persuade people to believe what he's saying. So so because when people do this, it not only changes the state of knowledge of people, it also changes behavior and attitude that will eventually cascade into the society, into the community, na mag-iiba na ang ugali nito at maapektuhan na niya ng kapitbahay, ng dati kaibigan, and all that stuff, and everyone in his friends list. So it is important, again, credibility is a double-edged requirement. One is credibility of the testimony, which is the statement, or in this case the content, and the credibility of the person who is producing it.
Yes. Okay, ano ang biases ng person na yan? Okay, credibility, ano ang experience, okay, sensibility, at saka yung fairness, okay, of how this person is tackling the topic also. Kung paano niyang inilalahad, okay? Among historians, okay, I actually follow si Professor Van Ibiernas, okay? Ang reason is because he's very upfront and he's very transparent about where he stands. At saka ang sinasabi nga niya is that, okay, do not follow what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying because this is what I know and this is what I have experienced. You find out for yourself kung ano. So ang sinasabi nga niya is that I am expressing myself, okay? And then he talks about, okay, where he's coming from. Is this a personal bias? Is this a personal stand or a personal view? Or is this coming from my, okay, experience as a history teacher? So those are important, okay? Now, but hindi rin naman natin sinasabi that, okay, these historians that are, okay, campaigning for something that they believe in that maybe that don't resonate with us. Hindi naman natin sinasabi na mali sila. Ang atin lang naman sana is that they do not say that they are the only holder of truth. Yung parang pag sinabi na we have the facts, you cannot change the facts, okay, but they don't talk. Okay, they don't talk about the fact na, okay, for instance, okay, a history teacher that I know, and I've seen this work in a classroom, ang sinabi niya sa estudyante, okay, we are going to look at an actual event that happened. I think it was the burning of some factories, I think in the US, I think it's in New York or something. So, ano ang ginawa ng teacher? Binigyan niya ng different perspectives, pinabasa ng different perspectives ang mga estudyante. So there were students who read, okay, the testimonies of the victims. There were students who read the testimonies of the firefighters who came, okay, later. There were students who read, okay, the testimonies of the factory owners. And there were students who read, okay, the testimonies of the onlookers. So, and at the end of the day, ano ang main message ng lesson? Is that everybody has a piece of the history. So not one person has all the pieces. So bakit sinasabi ng ibang historians natin or some experts na sila lang ang holder ng whole piece? That is what we need, okay, to talk about. Okay, so ano sa tingin mo, attorney?
Well, we need to talk about that, and we've been talking about that here on Luminous, but it cannot stop. It has to continue. We need to continue talking about it because it evolves. It takes different faces and forms na akala mo lumipas na, hindi, nandoon na naman. And it's easy to catch it because it's the same people na gumagawa nito And now that you see a pattern, these are the things that are repugnant to me. And they're being done by these same persons. Now suddenly you realize, oh, they planned this. This is a script.
It's a campaign. It's
game
a campaign.
Plan. Yeah, it's a game plan. So if we are just reacting to everything that they do without the perception of, or without the consciousness of a plan, okay, and then we are going to be completely fucked. And at the end of this thing. So we have to understand that we are up against a strategy. It's a campaign, right? And we have to understand that, and we cannot give you that. We cannot help you understand that in one sitting, but just in bits and pieces like this, as we also discover the meaningfulness of these things in our environment, because we have all the ideas in my head. I've read all of I studied propaganda on my own for 3 years. I studied it. I read books. I researched and all that. And I think I have become a really awful propagandist because if there is a really bad propagandist, meaning by bad, meaning really wicked and no, and merciless, that's what I have become, and I am capable of that. Uh, but these people, what they're doing, it's really elementary. It's like ano bang tawag newbie itong mga to at propaganda. But you fail to see that no, these are just the kids. These are the pawns. The real enemies who are backing these people are so big that that
Their
suddenly
names are not out there.
suddenly when you realize who they are, eh, you think like, okay, well, but this is not worth it. I mean, because everything that I use every day have their name on it. So all over the place. They are everything that we have here in this country. Okay, they are all over the place. They have their hand in everything that we encounter in this country. So, ang tipong teka muna, mga kababayan natin to tayo ang sumusuporta sa kanilang mga negosyo bakit nila to ginagawa? And then you reset your curiosity, and then you start thinking, who are the enemies around me right now? Di ba? Parang may paranoia ka na tuloy. But anyway, we will have
or what is the enemy, attorney?
right, right.
Or not it may not necessarily be who. What is
Yeah.
the enemy? But some of the things that we have to talk about, okay, and we have to keep on talking about is one, okay, our insurgency problem has been going on for 50 years. It is the longest running insurgency problem in Asia. Why? Okay, it seems to us that we have such brilliant people among our leaders. We always have, diba? Palagi tayong praise about all of them. So why is that still happening? Number two, why do we still have 20 million living below the poverty line? Why are we not curbing our birth rates? Why are we not allowed to talk about how to curb our birth rates? Okay. And then in relation to that, why are our children not educated the way that they should have been the last 30 years? Okay. We were hosting, we were inviting, we were educating other neighboring countries, during the Marcos Senior time. That has to be talked about, because us, we are a product of that. But the younger generation seems to be conditioned for something else. That is important. Another thing, is that why is it that 2 million of our people go to bed hungry every 2 days? So this is another thing. Why are we not able to address these things? And look at the people in government. Who are they? And why have they been there for such a long time? What are they getting out of their positions in offices? So we have to talk about these things because it impacts our lives. Sa totoo lang, I believe that Attorney Ahmed and I would probably want to get our lives back at some point. Dahil these things that we're doing right now are unnecessary evil.
Yep. This is what we are doing right now. Really, is what happened when the CPP NPA started. These are the things that you do when you start a movement that will somehow change something that not only affects me or you. This is talking about revolution. This is you talk in whispers. Sabi ni Tracy Chapman. Uh, Talking about revolution sounds like whisper, and this is what we do. Let them squelch us, and let them reduce us to whispers. But that's what revolution starts. Okay, that's how it starts, and sooner or later we will get our lives back. We will be quiet and satisfied with what we have done. But until then, We have to fight this thing.
Yes. Magpa-plugging ako kasi I am
Yes, please.
Facebook friends with Usek Epimaco Densing, who is the
Kababayan ko
Undersecretary
yan eh.
of, yes, of VP Sara Duterte. Kasi we just posted something on MMR, okay, to quell the disinformation, okay? Meron isang tweet, okay, that we found, okay, or that came into our feeds na ang sinasabi doon, okay, we have to have, okay, a qualified ano daw, education secretary and agriculture secretary, and parang gusto nila ng qualified and what was the term of full time. So MMR, okay, stated, okay, three facts regarding the VP especially. So one is that, okay, how can VP Sara, who is a mother, who is a lawyer, who has records, okay, in terms of being a leader and a successful one as an LGU manager, as an LGU leader, and who has, okay, an educator as an undersecretary in Ipimaco Dinsing the third, and has the backup of former DepEd secretary, because, okay, DepEd Secretary Briones has said that, okay, she has laid down all the long-term plans for Sara Duterte, okay, to take on. So
Yeah.
ang tanong namin sa MMR to that tweet is that if you can find somebody else who is much more qualified, okay, under your metrics, please tell us so. Okay, so these are the pieces of information that we have to. Hindi tayo nakikipag-away. We are not, okay, promoting hate speech, but we have to quell the disinformation. And we have to give our people facts, okay, because, okay, facts are tools that, okay, helps us to make informed decisions. Okay, ito yung ginagawa natin ngayon.
What I envy about you and your group, because really, I have been thinking about that, how to organize a group of people that would be community, which would be called community fact checkers. But tamad kasi talaga ang karamihan sa mga tao. If there's no input there of money and stuff like that, sooner or later tatama rin, mapapagod. We find some other greener stuff to farm. Mawawala to, and therefore I think that we really have to institutionalize this thing without giving up the community aspect of the entire thing, because we start out with fact checking on Facebook and other social media platforms with really big time social mainstream media companies uh, who think that the best way to enter the social media world is to be the police pangkalawakan of social media, and that's why they entered through the route of fact checking.
Fact
Uh,
checkers.
that's, that's insane. Para sa akin kasi, fact checking is a need that is developed when the community evolves and understands and is saturated with things and experiences in a timeline. So hindi yan siya ini-impose. Fact checking was never imposed on journalism, on the press and broadcast. They were, oh, we need to fact check, diba? It's a reaction to the influx, the emergence of so many problems because they did not fact check. Hindi yan siya na at the get-go, sasali kami dito sa Facebook and we will be the fact checkers. What? Who the hell are you people? Diba? And by doing this, and you have the goal to earn money out of dissing us, what the hell? Diba? And then when I tell them, when I keep telling them that you are journalists, you do not have you do not know what you're talking about when you talk about the truth. You just talk about the news. Maybe that's your fort. But when you talk about the truth, I'm gonna shoot you in the face with a toy gun or something like that. Because anyway, we will talk about those things as we go on. And
Yes.
if you have time, Hedda, you watch some of our former previous feeds, live streams with JP and with Trixie. Uh, because these things have been preliminarily discussed in those streams, and
Yes.
uh, and so that we don't duplicate stuff and maybe just build on what we
But
have already.
attorney kasi, I think it is very important for us to be redundant.
Oh,
It's
oh, of
very
course, I
important.
agree with you.
Yes, you
By
have to keep on.
by duplication, I mean that we say the same things without adding a value added, like this is what we learned from that previous stream. We will repeat it right now and apply it to another experience or another
Mhm,
context or
mhm,
another
mhm.
set of principles, something like that. Para ang mga nakikinig sa atin will see some kind of continuity and development progress, and also to incite them to do what we want to do, which is that to be the community fact checkers.
Yes,
Oh,
and
our
also,
mm, go ahead.
attorney, we don't want, okay, the Filipinos to be passive.
Yes.
Ito ang, and I think, okay, we keep on, during the Duterte presidency, what we were fighting for is self-governance. And I think,
Mm,
okay, we have achieved that to a certain extent. And then, okay, his advocacy was about that, okay, to empower the people, that they learn about their rights and that they know that they have rights, okay, to speak up.
yeah.
This time around, okay, it seems to me like our next, okay, pursuit is, okay, the emancipation of the Filipino mind, okay, which started with Rizal's, okay, novels, which was never, kung sa totoo lang, if people do not realize it, okay, his dream was never realized, okay, which is to emancipate us from all the baggages of colonial rule.
Yeah.
Ano yan, itong mga hierarchy, itong mga, kasi marami silang honoris causa and all that, okay? So, we have to make ourselves, okay, empowered. We have to be active, okay? So, kumbaga, all hands on deck, kailangan sa Pilipino. Hindi lang yung passivity na, okay, you let the influencers talk all the time. You participate, you read, okay, you do, okay, more research, you dig
Say
deeper.
something.
Kasi, yes, and then it helps, okay, help us, send us information, make comments, okay, about the things that you also find out. Kasi it's not going to, ito nga, we cannot pitch, okay, our whole nation's progress and growth, okay, on the president alone. Okay, he is one person, he's a human being. So lahat tayo, we have to do our part.
Yeah. The OPS has mentioned that they in spite of all the zero budget that they get, ang dami-dami kasing bureaus or departments or subdivisions of the OPS, the Office of Press
Mm.
Secretary, na zero yung yung budget. And ang sabi ng ni Attorney Trixie that, well, despite that, we want to pursue certain key projects no matter what, and one of those is to get the people to read again,
Yes,
diba?
yes,
Because
yes.
we seem to have stopped reading with the internet. But how does that happen when everything that we do on the internet is reading, but
Yes, but
nobody's
it's that,
reading anymore?
it's trash content.
Yeah, exactly. So it's reading is no longer the same as we were taught, because all of these things is just yung parang superficial, entertaining, fleeting, di ba? What? Ng
Yeah,
pleasures
so we,
kasi.
yeah, let's talk about that, okay? Kasi ang aking thesis is the relationship between reading and writing.
Yeah,
And
there you go.
and then I have actually a friend, you probably know him, okay, he's based in Australia. Rado Gatchalian has a project that where, okay, he and his friends, okay, he gets his friends to donate books, okay, to certain public schools in the Philippines. He recently has just sent, okay, a few, and the project is Let's Read.
Yeah, and we also have so many books here in this lot, in this building. So we are going to do that. So you see, what we are trying to do really is not something that you would find extraordinary or out of the regular human being's life in one day.
Mm.
It's infused in everything that we do. All of this discussion that we are doing, will surface when we talk about politics, when we talk about education, when we talk about society and everything. So this is not a clinical treatment of of social media and fact checking and all that. This is
Mhm.
a an infusion of something into our lifestyle, okay, into our lives. So wag niyong isipin na ito, makikinig tayo dito and it's like going to a classroom and we just have to sit through this thing. No. You will see that the stuff when we talk about things like politics or like what's going on or who are the officials, why have been they, well, they have been there for a very long time and all that stuff. Our learnings, and the stuff that we've talked about with Hedda and JP in the past will surface, will find their way in all of these things that we will be saying. So, makikita nyo na ang practical application ito sa buhay natin because it's not easy to do it the way we do in grade school na nag-aaral tayo but we are suspended when can we apply these things. That's how we are taught na parang di mo, just read all of these things because later on you will use it. No,
Mm.
parang di bang just sa atin dito, just learn all of these things because you've already been using these things before and you were not aware of it. That's why you fucked it up completely. Now that you know, maybe you will succeed in the next time you try. So yun yung ginagawa natin dito. It's just retrofitting life and the way we are making ourselves capable of succeeding in this thing. Di ba?
Right.
All right.
And doing things where you are. You don't have, okay, if you're abroad, you don't have to fly to the Philippines, okay, every 6 months to do volunteer work, okay? How do you say this? Contributing to your own community's growth wherever you are is already, okay, nation building.
All right. Okay.
Okay.
We have been almost an hour and a half, and that's quite
Mhm.
enough for one day. And thank you, Hedda, for doing this. And we hope to have more of this from you and
Thank you.
from your other people in your group.
Yes.
Right.
You were
And
gonna talk about your reading the
yeah, the project.
Constitution.
Okay. Reading the Constitution is a project that I thought up during before the campaign, long before the campaign of 2022 elections. Naisip ko na, how do I do this? Because I need the people to read the Constitution. Just ang mahirap kasi siya pagka hindi ka law student, you just really don't have the reason, the impetus, the
Motivation.
reward, 'di ba? Na basahin ng Constitution. And the Constitution is very short. It's a very short document.
Mm.
It's about less than 50 pages yan eh, no, pag mali. But that is the government of our government that rules us, that rules our country, that rules every rights and obligations that we have. So, naisip ko, why don't we produce individual readings ng provision ng Constitution na naka-record on video? And you can do it any which way you like, so long as it's respectful of the document or of the things that you're reading out loud. And you can be creative and artistic and modern about it. You can make a cartoon that says the provision and just record it and send it over to me, or post it on your YouTube, uh, private first until we shall have premiered it, uh, na ano, so that can become public.
So
Public.
they choose kung saang part yung gusto nilang basahin, attorney?
They can choose any other. So if you have a group, maybe it's better if you organize them to chop it up, the Constitution, and assign
Mm.
stuff. But there is no problem with duplication because we can come up with different editions. We were thinking about an edition of the same project done by the friends that we have in the government. Like
Mm-mm.
Trixie, they will read. Even the president. I was thinking of that. The president reads certain provisions so that the people won't stop. In fact, may unang edition na tayo-tayo lang. And then the second edition comes when the government officials ang nandun. The same people will again listen to the Constitution being read by these people. I mean, by the time by after 1 year, you shall have heard the Constitution being read to you about like 8 or 10 times, di ba? So sobra-sobra ng reading the Constitution yan because they will get curious. Sino kaya ang nasa third edition? Sino kaya
And
itong
and you can listen while you're cooking, habang naglalabada ka, habang
You can
naglilinis ng bahay.
actually, and not only that, you can read the Constitution while you're doing your daily routine. So while you're washing your clothes, get a video camera there, a cell phone, and read a provision of the Constitution and send it over to me. Because that's the common tao, that's us, the citizens and the sovereign of this country, reading the Constitution, and that's what we want to tell them to do. So you can do it. If you can help us
Yes.
with your group.
Yes, we shall. Okay, I'm going to okay, I'm giving you my how do you say this? My yes to that. Attorney, okay, last part. Okay, there's a message that I sent you. Okay, so mahal na Reyna, Edwin Amora is Jamora is free on Friday.
All right. Then let's talk.
Yes. Okay. So those of you who are watching now, okay, watch ulit kayo sa Friday. I think we're going to talk about. I send it to you.
Correct.
Sa email, sa message. Yun.
All right. And thank you, Hedda, and thank you everyone for coming here and listening to us, watching us, and learning from us. And I hope this will become a learning experience not only for you but also for us.
Yes.
From you, and from more and more guests that we will be having here on this live stream.
Yes.
Thank you, and good afternoon. We will now play you a rock inspired kind of music, which sounds like this.